Are you a supporter of the NRP? Was one of the questions put to registration officer Mrs. Bernadette Lawrence by Senior Counsel Douglas Mendez very early as she took the stand on Monday as the final witness for the government side. This she did not deny and answered with an emphatic yes, although she said she was not a loyal supporter. Ms. Lawrence admitted that she attended executive meetings to provide the Nevis Reformation Party with financial advice on budgetary matters every year from 1997 to 2000. She said she stopped providing this service when she took up employment with a statutory body under the Concerned Citizens Movement CCM-led administration at the time. Additionally, she was questioned as to whether her superior, Supervisor of Elections and Chief Registration Officer, Pastor Leroy Benjamin, raised a concern with her of a letter from leader of the Concerned Citizens Movement, the Honorable Vance Amory, underscoring that she was aligned with the NRP party. She said Mr. Benjamin called her but did not ask her about being a polling clerk. She volunteered the information to him that she attended NRP meetings and that she was a polling agent for Mr. Hensley Daniel. In his testimony, Benjamin stated that he was never told by Ms. Lawrence that she was a polling agent for Mr. Daniel or that she attended NRP meetings. As the cross-examination continued, Senior Counsel Mendez brought Mrs. Lawrence's attention to the request by the Honorable Mark Brantley for the records of objections filed by the NRP members for St. John's constituency. There were 203 in all, but Mr. Brantley was denied 120 records because the information was inverted between the occupation and addresses, so that the occupation was under the address column and the addresses were under the occupations column. And so, he was turned down from receiving the information. Senior Counsel Mendez asked her if she didn't realize that it was a simple error of inversion. She stated no, that she didn't check. He submitted to her that she did not provide the information out of spite and mischievousness. He put it to her that you are hostile to the Honorable Mark Brantley and the party he represents. To her defense, she said, I deny that. Past date objection notices. During the last week, the court heard the testimonies of a number of persons who confirmed that the post date stamped on the notice of objection was after the hearing date. Ms. Lawrence admitted that she knew that the posting dates were after the date set for the hearing based on the posting list she received. In this instance, the date on the posting list was May 4th and the hearing date was April 29th. But she did not want to admit to knowing that persons would have received their notices late and therefore not be able to attend the hearing, given that the law requires the objectee receives a 5-day notice of the hearing. Asked whether she told her superior about the late notices problem, she said no. When asked what would have prevented her from sending out fresh notices, she said it would mean that she would have to consult with the stewards of the conference room for new dates for hearings and that there were many notices of objections. Senior Counsel Mendez, in closing, put it to Ms. Lawrence that she did not send out fresh notices because she knew an election was coming, and if she had issued fresh notices, those people would have not been removed from the voters list. The court proceedings were adjourned until Wednesday, 25th January 2012 at 9 a.m. When the court resumes from its recess, Senior Counsel Mendez will make his closing arguments on behalf of the petitioner. Queen Counsel Anthony Asafan as well as Dr. Henry Brown will make their closing statements on Thursday, 26 January on behalf of the government side. Written submissions will be provided at a date to be discussed with Justice Lionel Jones, SC. It is unclear as to when a judgment will be given. The ongoing election petition case emanated from the results of the July 11, 2011 Nevis Island elections. In that poll, Mr. Brantley lost to the Honorable Hensley Daniel of the Nevis Reformation Party by 14 votes. The mass removal of voters perceived to be Concerned Citizen Movement supporters from the register of voters has been a main point of contention.